this damn wig. I need to put some clips in it to secure it. Hey you guys, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. And I created this real glam festive look. You wear this for Christmas, New Year's, on a date, just anywhere. I love how it came out. It's full coverage, but it still looks kind of soft. I don't know, I love how this came out. Thank you for clicking on this video and supporting my first video ever. If you want to learn how I came up with this look, stay tuned. Let me zoom you guys in. Oh my god, you guys are getting too close and personal for my liking, but I have to do what I gotta do. But I'm gonna be using the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. First of all, you're supposed to autofocus. Are you focusing? I can't see too well. And this is in the shade number 5. And lately I just haven't really liked filling in my brows too dark. Oh, FYI, I self-tanned a little bit. So my arms, well my hands and my body might look a little bit darker than my face. But I didn't want to look pasty, especially with today's look. I need a little bit of color on my face, so I self-tanned my body. It will come together later. As you can see, I'm going really lightly with this pencil because it's really thick. And I usually like filling in my brow with a pencil that's a little lighter than my brow hairs because I don't want my brows to look too dark and overpowering on my face. I want them to look a little soft. My eyebrows are naturally really thick, so I don't like filling them in too much where it's super like harsh, but I like filling in my eyebrows just enough where they look done, but you can kind of still see the hairs through the makeup. Like just concealing my brows with foundation. That's why this is something that I love about makeup. Even when you think you're messing up, it can always be fixed. It can always be fixed. And if not, you can wipe it off. It's not permanent. And when it comes to the top part of my eyebrow, I am using the same color foundation. So that's one eyebrow. We'll do the next one. I'll come back when my eyebrows are done. So I did this eye off camera because I didn't know what look I was really going for. I was just going with the flow. But I came up with this like silver cut crease eye. And I really love how it turned out. Don't really mind the bottom because when I start blending the concealer and stuff, it'll kind of clean up there. But look at the difference between this eye and this eye. You're about to see a transformation happen right before your eyes, okay honey? Alright, so I did prime my lid with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Potion in Eden. And this is like the MAC Painterly Paint Pots in just like a cream liquid form. I love this. This is for more of the oily eyelids, which I have. It keeps my eyes matte all day. It keeps my shadows in place. This is my favorite eyeshadow primer for myself, for my client. So I am using the Morphe 39A palette. And we're using kind of this color scheme like right here. My Morphe brush, which, oh, I found the name. It says E23. I use it so much it doesn't really have wording on it anymore. But it's just like a big fluffy brush, and I love these to put makeup on my lids. My lids. Put it in my crease. So I'm gonna go in with this second shade right here. And I honestly just pile on and pack on the color. But I just pack on the color here just so you can kind of see the color when I start putting other colors on my eye. I don't want it to be like kind of faint and you don't really see it. So then I just blend out the edges. So I pack it on, and I have a towel on my lap, so I just like wipe off the brush on the towel and then blend it with kind of a clean brush. Just because if I don't clean it up, it could blow up really easily, and instead of keeping it here, it might just go all the way up here, and we don't really like that look. And I always blend down here right in this corner because I'm going to meet with this shadow at the bottom, and I want to make sure there's no gaps in my eyeshadow look. I always say start, like if you want the makeup in the crease, start a little below the crease, because once you start blending up, it's going to be where you want it. If you put it right here and then you blend, it's going to go way too high. So next we're going to use the Morphe M433 brush, and it looks like this. It's kind of fluffy, but it's also kind of tapered and kind of flat, and I love this. We're going to use, where are you? This one? This red shade right here. And with this brush, since it's so flat, I don't know if you can see that. It's not super flat, but it's like I guess tapered enough where it just fits perfectly right in my crease. So when you're doing eye looks like this, you just want to make sure you are packing on the color so it could be very pigmented. When you don't pack it on, you're not going to really see the colors too well. And when you take pictures especially. And just to bring back some of that transition shade color that we're kind of losing, we're going to go back with the transition shade color in the same brush that I used in the beginning and just place it on there just so we could blend out those harsh edges. Like we don't want that line that you see right there. As you can see, this eye looks very elongated. I just have like that extra almond shaped eye, and here's just like a peanut. Go in with the Morphe M514 brush, which looks like this. We're gonna pick up this color right here. It's like a dark plum color. And with this brush, we're just going to add that color in the corner. And we're gonna bring it right here. And right now we're just gonna pack that color on right here. Okay, now we're gonna pick the same M518 brush, and we're just gonna blend that out to make sure we're not losing any color, to make sure it's like smooth, nice transitions. You can see all three shades that I put down already. And with that red shade that I used before, I'm just gonna put right on top of it just so I could blend it out and you can kind of see it again. That's my trick when I'm blending it out. If I'm blending out the color, I'll pick up a little bit of the color that I put on before, and I just kind of add it just so I could help blend it into each other. And we're just gonna keep blending until this eye looks the way we want it to, okay? Okay, that's decent enough. We'll fix it in a little bit. We're just gonna go in first with the NYX glitter glue, and we're gonna put that on our lid as our base. I'm gonna show you why. I'm just gonna pick some eyeshadow up and put it here with no base, right? That's how that looks with no base. Now, if we stick that NYX glitter glue, and I'm putting it right here, it's creating that sticky base for the shadow to stick onto. And the fact that it's a glitter glue is gonna keep your eyeshadow in place. It's not gonna flake off. It's not gonna transfer. It's just gonna keep everything in place. The same color that I used, I'm just patting it on there. And I'm just gonna, so you see the difference? I use the same exact color, but you see the difference between having the NYX glitter glue as a base and no base. Still beautiful without a base, but it's 10 times more reflective and more pigmented with the base since it has something to stick to. A Ruby Kiss concealer brush, any concealer brush works, and these are kind of a little fluffy, so I like to just like flatten it out like this to make sure it's really flat. So now it's like, can you see it? Now I flattened it out even more. I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna find that crease. And so I'm gonna look straight forward and I'm gonna see where my crease is, which is right here. If you can kind of see it, my crease is right here. So that's where I want to kind of add the glitter glue. And I'm trying to make it a little bit thicker so you can kind of see where I'm placing it. You see it? So I'm just gonna make sure the whole lid is covered with this glitter glue. And then when we get to this edge, we're just gonna tap it out, because we don't want that harsh line when you're trying to blend out the shadows. We don't want that harsh line. Flat shader brush, and we are gonna use color Ringer by ColourPop. I hope you can see it. It's like a pale gold. Can you see it? There you go. Some of my dirty nails. I get so dirty when I'm doing makeup. And then we're just gonna place that. You see how icy and frosted that looks? Let me zoom you guys in a little bit more. Again, I'm gonna pick up that M514 brush. Looks like this. And I'm gonna pick up that same purple shade, that plum shade. And we're gonna place it where we put it on the first time, just to blend out that shadow that we just placed. Woo! And then we're gonna use the Morphe M506 brush, which is such a small little detailing brush. It's not too small, but it's perfect to fit right in that corner. And now we're just gonna pick up this brown and we're just gonna add it right here, just to add some more depth to the eye and more dimension. Now we're gonna use my favorite glitter in the entire world. There's no glitter that beats this glitter, and it is the, let me clean it up for presentation purposes. It is the MAC Reflex Pearl Pigments. So now I'm gonna pick up a fluffy shader brush, and I don't know where this is from. I've had this for years now. All the writing is off the brush, but it just looks like this. Just a regular flat shader brush. Oh, I need to get this lighting right so you guys can see everything. That looks good to me. So when I do my liner, most of the time I don't do a wing liner. I just make sure that I bring it to the end of my eye. I don't know, like, I don't really like a wing liner. As long as my eyes look aligned, then that's good enough for me. If I want to make sure like my eyes look super winged out, then I'll get the lashes that go from like short to super long, and then it'll give me that kind of cat eye effect. But for the most part, this is how I just usually do my eye makeup. Then I'm going to use the black that's in the palette. With the same M506 brush, I'm just going to get the black and kind of blend it in with that liner in the corner, just so it could kind of diffuse the liner so you don't see where it ends. I'm going to tight line my eye with the Urban Decay 24-hour Glide On eyeliner. Looks like this in the shade 0. So today we're going to use the Pretty Little Lashes Angelic. I use the Duo Glue in dark, and I use the one that's in this kind of container. I don't really like the ones that you can squeeze because you can't really control those, and I let it get tacky a little bit, and just enough where I can place it on my lid and it sticks, but I still have a little bit of time to kind of adjust. The way that I put my lashes on is I keep looking down. So my mirror is here at the bottom. It's directly under my chin, and I'm looking down and I place. And they're there. Just make sure that they're really close to your lash line. You don't want that weird gap. Oh no! I love these lashes. Ooh, that looks pretty. So that's how your eyes are going to be for now. You're gonna look this for now. I'm just gonna get a wipe and just kind of wipe off any residue under my eyes. So my skin type is oily and acne prone. My skin tends to be a little bit dry when I'm on my acne like cream medication, but for the most part it's really oily. I already moisturized before this video started with the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. If you have dry skin, you will love that moisturizer. If you have oily skin, you'll probably hate it because it makes you even more oily. But I use it because it doesn't break me out. It keeps me super hydrated. I just love the moisturizer. I love it. It does get me oily, but it is what it is, you know. Prep my skin with the primer, so I'm gonna start with the Fenty Beauty foundation, which is my second favorite foundation in the entire world. I am in the shade 290 when I am tan. I'm usually 230, 240 as my regular foundation base, as my regular color. But when I'm tan, I like the 290, and it has an olive undertone. So it doesn't make me look orange, it doesn't make me look super yellow. Because sometimes when I put foundations on and I think they're super tan, when I take a picture, my skin looks olive and bronze and my face looks yellow. In pictures. It looks fine in person. I think it does. And then in pictures, it's like super unbalanced. So I like this one because it gives me that bronzed olive undertone instead of that orange looking like a pumpkin, looking like a Oompa Loompa. And we don't want that look. We don't like that look. So we're gonna go in with my favorite beauty sponge, which is the Real Technique sponge. And you can get this for like $5 at Walmart. Favorite foundation of all time is the Fits Me foundation, the matte and poreless. And when I'm tan, I use 228, and when I'm not tan, I use 128. So now I'm gonna go over the Fenty foundation with this, just so I could get more of an extra coverage. I could get more of a flawless application base. I like to spend a lot of time on my foundation because I like that full coverage, even look. So for my under eyes, I love mixing concealers because, like I said, I love full coverage. I want to make sure everything looks super even and flawless. So I mix my favorite concealer in the world, which is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer in the shade number 6. And this is waterproof. It is mattifying. It's a little bit drying. But like I said, my face is super oily. I become a total grease ball within like 10 minutes, so this works for me. And then I mix it with the Tarte Shape Tape just for a little bit more of a full coverage, and I'm using medium because I'm a little bit more tan right now. So I'm just gonna highlight here. And my face is super big. Okay, not super big, but I'm definitely I definitely have a huge head. So I like the focus to be on the center of my face. If you bring this out too far, it makes your face look wider. So if you have a very skinny face, a very oval face, if you just want to bring your face out and make it look a little bit wider, you could bring out the concealer a little bit more out. But if you're like me, you have more of a round face and you feel as though your head is huge, stick to the concealer being in the center of the face to create more of that oval shaped face. So all the tension and the highlighted areas could be in the center of the face. I'm gonna blend this out with my Beauty Blender. And another trick is, if you do want to bring your concealer out, stop here, and then when you're blending, it will come out. You know what I'm saying? Like when you blend this out, it will come out all the way out here. Don't bring the concealer all the way out, because when you're blending it, where you're gonna blend it out to? Like, you're gonna blend it up, you're gonna blend it down. It's just like, it just becomes a hot mess there. It becomes a lot of product right there. So make sure if you want to bring it out, just, you know, blend out this way. If you want to keep it in the center, keep triangles right here, so when you do blend it out, it ends up here, if that makes sense. Remember early in the video I said place it a little before where you want it to be, because when you blend it out, it's gonna go to where you want it. Then I go in with a concealer that I want to highlight, and just to kind of highlight the areas, and I go with that on top of it. It's gonna be a lot lighter, and I just, you know, tap it here just to bring some lightness back to my face. I hope I'm explaining this right. I'm sorry guys if you don't get what I'm saying. I'm gonna go in with my Iconic London pigment stick in the shade 3.1. So I'm gonna place, you see where my line, let's say this, you see where my line is, like right here? We don't want to place it there. We want to place it a little bit more up. Only because when we blend, it's gonna go down. You see? And then when I smile, you see it looks, you see that line? That's what I want. So when I smile, it gives me like those high cheekbone effect. Well, that high cheekbone effect. So with my nose, I just contour the sides of my nose, and then I always contour the bottom. So when I do, like when I shade this in, it doesn't look super long. It just cuts off right there. If I don't do that, my nose looks very long. And I don't like my nose long. I like it to look snatched, but not long. Now we're just gonna use a small stippling brush, and mine is from LA Girl and the number 111. And I'm just going to circular motions, very small motions, and we're going to bring this up. We're not going to brush it down, we're going to bring it up. You see that? You see the contour, but it's not harsh. You see that line if I'm smiling? See that line where it just makes my cheeks look lifted? That's what we want, sis. Use a bigger flat shading brush, and this doesn't have the name on it either, but it's just an eyeshadow brush. It's just a little bigger in size, and I'm just going to brush that down. Good way to kind of determine where that line is going to be is just push it up and put the brush wherever that little indentation is, so that looks a little bit more natural, you know, you're following the lines of your face. My favorite powder at the moment is the Fits Me powder in number 10. These are not translucent powders. These are powders that kind of go with your skin tone. So don't, if you're darker, don't get this because it's probably gonna give you a flashback. Like, go a shade or two lighter than your complexion, but don't go super light. This is not like a Lord Mercier where it's like translucent. This will probably really show up on your skin. And I don't personally like to bake my face. I feel as though it's a little bit too much sometimes. So I just like to set my face with enough powder and kind of press it into my skin. Make sure everything's set. Make sure everything looks good and in place and blended out. One of my favorite like cream highlighters is from Revlon. And it looks like this. So the way I apply this, instead of just like going like this, when you do that, sometimes it could look very blotchy and it could like separate everything that you put underneath it. So we're just going to go like this, and we're just gonna lightly tap it on our face. Favorite contour powder is the Butter Bronzer. Get in focus, get in focus, get in focus. And this is the color Bronzer. I'm so excited that they're coming out with more shades in this and darker shades. As soon as these come out, I don't know if they came out already, the darker shades, I'm gonna buy all of them and I'm gonna put them in my kit, because these Physician Formula powders are so beautiful. Like, they kind of remind me of the mineralized skin finishes from MAC, but these bad boys are so good. So I'm gonna use this on a Pretty Bar. Is this called? Oh, the Pretty Bar. It's just an angled contour brush, and you can tell it's dirty. I use it so many times and I use it so much. It's just an angled fluffy contour brush, and we're just gonna contour our face. And we want to keep it exactly where we cream contoured. So we're just going to keep it there. And we're going to bring it up. Since I said earlier, my face is really round, and I want to keep my highlighted areas more in the center of my face instead of bringing it out like this, I am going to contour my temples, because when I contour my temples, now this is contoured and this is highlighted. So this is going to be highlighted, and then all around my face is going to be more contoured. So good. I love it. And then we're going to push up the nose, and then we're just going to beep. So you see now it's just like that bubble little button nose. Well, I messed it up a little bit. Whatever. I'm going to highlight my face today with the Makeup Forever Pro Fusion highlighter in number 2. And I'm going to use my favorite highlighting brush, which is from Real Techniques. And I believe this is called the setting brush. You see that? And for me personally, that's it. I don't like highlighting my forehead. I don't like highlighting my chin. So if you're dry, go ham with the highlighter. If you like highlighter, even if you're oily, go ahead and go ham with the highlighter. But me personally, I just like to highlight the cheekbones. I just like to highlight the, what is this called? I like to highlight up here, and I like to highlight my nose, and that's it. And I don't highlight my upper lip because I overline the crap out of my lips. So if I highlight this, once I start like overlining my lips, it's gone. My favorite blush in the entire world is Bomb Beach from the Balm. It's just, this shade is like a light pink. It's neutral, it's warm, but it's cool. It's just the perfect blush shade, and I'm not a big fan of blush, so this is perfect. I don't really have that many words. I love this blush. I love this blush. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and just put some on the apples of my cheek. Just to tie in the look. I love the fact that it's not super like bright and pigmented where you could like see the blush, but it's there, you know. I got put blush on, girl, even if you can't see it. It's there. This is there. Yo, my face is snatched right now. Like, this looks so good. You see this glow right here? This is the Sephora Perfection Mist Nude Glow. I don't really like how this smells. Hold on, let me be careful. You see how that looks wet? Girl. Girl. We're just gonna like fan this out a little bit. Look at that. It just looks wet. It just looks... Listen. It just looks so... Like, look at the difference. Like, this is still bomb. But this just like took it to a whole nother level. Like, look at that. This gets me so excited. You know what lip I'm doing. Nude, 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 nude. I'm going to take my LA Girl Ultimate Lip Pencil in the color Keep It Spicy. And it looks like this. You see that? And I love overlining my lips. I love it. Go in with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream and the color Cairo, C-A-I-R-O. So I hate matte gloss, like matte lipsticks. This is matte, but it's not over drying. It just feels so nice on the lips. And I just pop it on there. Like I said, I like my lips to be plump, and I like my lips to look bigger than what it is. So I'm going to use my Wonder Kiss Lip Plumper. I'm in love with it. All I gotta do is retouch. It matches my new lipsticks. My lips are always plump. Yes, ma'am. Okay. This is the finished product. This is the finished look. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. This is the finished look. I don't know how people do the whole slow motion stuff. I'm gonna try. If you guys see it in the beginning of the video, you guys know it kind of worked out. But I love how this look came out. It's super smooth. I hope you guys learned something from this video. If not, just ask questions. I'll do more videos coming up soon. I did put this wig on. You see, it's like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like lifting. I did put a wig on. This is from White Label Hair. I just straightened it out. It's the Brazilian body wave, and it just put the look together because, as you guys see in the video, my hair is pretty long but it's super thin. So I just love some thick long hair. I got me some inches, girl. All right. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I wasn't too boring. I hope you guys understood what I was saying. Please keep in mind this is my first video, so I will get better with time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. Like this video if you want to see more videos from me. Comment down below any suggestions that you would like to see from me in the future, and let me know if you want to see how I put my wigs on, any kind of wig tutorial. What kind of looks do you want to see? Yeah, comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of good content coming soon. I figured out the lighting kind of and the camera settings, so hopefully everything works out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. I love you guys so much. You guys show me so much love on a daily, and yeah. I did my first video. Finally. Okay. Bye, guys.